Class 3, 1400 metres for race 9 at Sha Tin. And let's take a look at the lineup for this good quality race. Camera Faces only had the one start so far. He went around at well over 100 to 1. He's likely to do the same, judged on that first up performance anyway. Smart Leader, better effort from him last start. Voyage King was a horse to follow from someone on this panel. Roundabout for Sam Clipperton, drawn out in barrier 13. Some Street Somewhere's got gate 1. Follow Me is a horse that's really on the rise. On a rating of 67, looks to have plenty in the locker. And Cordyceps steps up in grade, a lightweight, barrier 12. Now, Fantastic Fabio, who's had a decent season himself so far, and Follow Me have both spent a fair bit of time at Chun Fa.
And there should be good tempo in this race. Sun Touch with the £7 claimer will roll forward. I think Fantastic Fabio with Eddie Lai will be there, but he's more of a Happy Valley horse through his career, Fantastic Fabio. And Deering has been able to lead in the past, but he might hand up in Deering. Douglas White to get a nice run in the trail. Cordyceps likes to sit forward. Smart Leader, who ran a much better race last time out, could get caught wide from 14.
Here he is, Smart Leader. Be interesting to see if they do press on with him. Because he does like to go forward, Smart Leader, and he's going nicely here. So he's showing some pretty good speed here in his track work, his Smart Leader. Some Street Somewhere. Interesting, Zach Purden's jumped aboard this one. He's coming back from Happy Valley to Sha Tin over the 1400 metres, where he was a winner in New Zealand in group company. So he's a very fit horse now, so he'll get his opportunity from barrier number 1. And Follow Me up in Chung Fa, he does it nicely as well here. He'll start a short price favourite in this race. He's 1.4 at the moment, and he's a horse in great form at the moment.
That he is, yeah, he's going to be the one to beat, no doubt. We're going to start with Smart Leader, who's taken a little bit of time to acclimatise. He was called Scarecrow in Australia before coming to Hong Kong. He was a winner at Flemington over 1400 metres at his penultimate race in Australia. And it just looks like he's coming to hand now.
It was a much better performance from him last time out because he'd been pretty ordinary prior to that, but his first couple of runs suggest he had ability, but it's just taken him a few runs to come on now. He stayed on nicely here in the race that was won by King Opie. But he's got gate 14 again. He had gate 14 when he was in behind Noble Steed and he ran 14 of 14. So if he can get an economical run in transit, find some cover, I think he'd be there at the finish.
Yeah, I've got him in for 4th because that was the most improved run and he did bring that good form from Australia.
All right, Paul, we're going to hit you up about Some Street Somewhere. What do we do with him after this performance?
Yeah, look, he looked like he was coming into the race at this stage and was just going to go on with it. But he sort of hit a flat spot about now. He stayed on OK. He ran 5th here. He's now back to 1400 metres, so maybe... And that was the race that he did win in over 1400 metres, so maybe 1400's to go.
Are we being too harsh? We know Happy Dragon raced away and went from behind him, past him, but if you sort of take Happy Dragon out of it, he was sort of there with the other 4 to the line, wasn't he?
I thought he travelled well. He had no excuses on that occasion.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. But the distance is the question I've got. So I'm going to put him on a minor line and keep him in there. We'll give him a chance with Zach on coming back to 14.
All right, we're going to move on now to Cordyceps, who has been racing consistently at the top of Class 4, has won a race, but he's had 3 minor placings at his last 3, and that's been, well, they've been good enough efforts to elevate him now into this grade for the first time.
He hasn't had the greatest of gates recently. He's had 11, 9, 7. He's back out in 12. He was just run over the last 50 metres. Another one that's racing well, but he just hasn't been able to strike that killer blow. He was eyeballed at this point by Monica. I think that's a touch of luck, who wasn't far away, quadruple double. He'll get a win soon. He's down now on a marker of 62, so right down the bottom of the grade, and he could, if he doesn't measure up here, go to the next grade of Class 4.
You're a fan of the Cordyceps, Paul?
Yeah, just with him, though, we're just not putting in that little bit extra, is he? He's sort of up, he's running 2nds and 3rds. He comes up in grade without winning, which is always a little bit of a problem for me.
Yeah, lightweight, though. I think he'll be competitive, but it does look, and it's fair to say, I think, that Follow Me is going to start a short price favourite and the one that everybody has to beat. Let's get a summation from Joe Moreira on his charts.
Joe, Follow Me, you rode him for the first time last time out. What was your take on that performance?
Actually, he ran really well. He was beaten by a very good horse, I think. And unfortunately, I had to go a little bit wider on the bend, which actually didn't help him out, but that probably didn't cost him the win anyway. I think the winner won it quite easily, and even if things has changed a little bit, the race would just be a little bit more interesting. And he seems a nice horse.
He's an inexperienced horse. in the early stages of his career from John Sizer's stable. That was your first time on him on race day. What's your impression of him as a horse?
He's a type of horse that's still quite far behind than what we would want him to be, physically and mentally. And I don't see that as any bad sign, because we want to have a horse that has potential to improve, and he seems one of those. He is a little bit physically weak still, but what he has been showing so far to us, we've been very impressed. 2 starts ago, when he won that Class 4 by 3.5 lengths, that was eye-catching runs. If he keeps on the lineup as he's been looking like, I think we are going to have a very nice horse to be playing with.
Sunday's the second meeting for the new year. You got it off to a good start.
Yeah, look, sometimes we find lucky, and seems like the other day we were very lucky, not just myself, because we play as a team. And I'm very pleased, and hopefully I can keep up the good rhythm. His stable seems on fire, and I'm very, very pleased to be riding for them.
So there we have Joe Moreira summing up Follow Me, who is very short at this stage, and should there be winners earlier on in the day, will come up extremely short by the time we get to race 9.
He was quite wide on the turn, sorry, Paul, and he found a little bit at the end of the race, but I thought it just took him a wee while to get there. He sort of seems to be one of those horses that just needs to sort of get rolling and build that momentum, and once he does finish off well.
Yeah, I've got him on top, but you wouldn't want to take too short of a price about him.
No, it's interesting. Joe said there he's mentally and physically a long way away from where they would like him to be, and that's understandable. He still is a 3-year-old. Do you put him on top?
Yeah, I've got him on top. Follow Me. He's a nice young horse coming through. I don't think he's as short as 1.4 though, but he's on top. From Voyage King, had a little excuse at his last start, didn't make him a horse to follow out of his last start. I think he'll go well. We'll give Some Street Somewhere a chance coming back in trip. He'll be banned if he doesn't do anything on this, because he's got everything. He's got all the opportunities, and he's got Zach Purton aboard. And then Smart Leader in there for 4th, improved run from him last time. 12, 5, 8 and 3 with the short price on Follow Me. Happy to throw in Voyage King and Some Street Somewhere at value.
I'm happy to side with Follow Me as well, but at the moment he's just on the short side, which is a bit prohibitive with Follow Me. The 3 goes in. He's my value horse in the race, Smart Leader, at 24 and 650 at the moment. That probably will come in. I'd expect he stayed on nicely last time out, but the draw's the real negative this time round. Like Paul, I'm in danger of following Some Street Somewhere over a hill, and 14 Cordyceps goes in as well. 12, 3, 8 and 14.
Well, we'll sink or swim together, boys, because I'm going to throw him into Some Street Somewhere. I've tipped against him to win it, but it's a good quality race, that, and I think there'll be some nice form coming out of it. Speaking of a good quality race, that's what is coming up on the other side of this break, race number 10.